guys, good evening everyone. It's Saturday, July 11th, 2020, and thank you for watching our videos yesterday uh, and of course the previous days. And thank you for dropping your comments suggesting the next videos or the next talks I will be reviewing for you guys. And I already have that listed for you all. So I believe these were the stocks that we have reviewed from my previous video, and now we are going to focus on the additional requests that you have. I will also be putting the link of the previous video in the description box so you can also watch them. All right, so I know I mentioned I was reading your comments. I forgot who mentioned it, but I added SMPH, but looks like I was not able to explain it because I know now because I placed SMBT twice. Okay, so I'm putting that first on my list now. Okay, so let me go ahead and touch on SMPH and let's load our chart first. SMPH. Okay, all right. Looking at SMPH right now, so it's slowly climbing up. As you can see, the trend is moving upwards, but almost sideways and a slight, trajectory moving up. But overall, I would have to say that this stock has managed to bounce at the support area, this being the support level. And because we found a resistance built in this area and then it bounced at this level multiple times. And what's good about what we are seeing here is that somehow it is starting to trigger the MA20 line, attempting to break out of the MA20 line. So if in case we continue to start the price 31.90 and then we continue to move higher, then that means we are going to have some more bullish movements. However, sometimes, within the day fluctuation happens and 30.60 between 30.60 to 31.90 for me is an okay price for an entry. And I still would like to plot 30.60 as our main support area because you can never tell. Sometimes within the day, an opportunity comes back at the support level or anywhere near the support area. That could be a good opportunity. Next would be AGI. AGI currently, this is starting to, it's attempting to make a bounce at that level. And for 3 days straight, it managed to stabilize at this area. So this could mean something, right? Previously, this was your resistance and also a support in this level. And so I feel that because we managed to break out of that, we even touched it once there and then stabilized here. So I feel that this is your support at the moment. So you can even try, accumulating volume in this level. And hopefully it does not negate our bias that it is indeed a support. If it does, make sure to, of course, check your risk tolerance, like how much of a dip are you willing to take for a risk. Otherwise, if it's beyond your threshold, you have to, cut your loss. The next is fruit. Fruit, okay. So what's interesting here is that we have a very constricted Bollinger Band. So that means whichever is the trigger, if in case it triggers the lower Bollinger Band, that's a not so good story. Because the next steps would be, or the next possible movement would be a significant drop. Because, from a constricted Bollinger Band, normally that's when you will see a big change in the price. So for now, I'm plotting our support at the 1.25 because in several occasions, each time it gets hit there, slight bounce is happening. So use that as your support level as of the moment. You can also check this one out. Currently, it's creating that, you know, what do you call this? Uh, Descending triangle. Okay, so if it breaks out of this level right here, so that means you can potentially have a possible, short-term breakout play there. But all you have to do if it is start plotting areas where it could potentially bounce. This is the next possible, or these are the next possible stops here. Let me put that on a weekly chart so it doesn't get too noisy. Okay, do you see this? Wow. This MA20 line that we have here, if we manage to break out of that, then um, that's a good indication that we now are changing the direction. Overall, this is on a decline. The sentiment is bearish, but if we go past the MA20 line, then we have a breakout play. So I'm not plotting any line higher than that for now, because we have a very clear indication here that if we go above that MA20 line, so that could already mean a possible shift in direction, an uptrend then. For now, see that it's overall moving sideways here. Just take note of those lines that we have plotted. So 1.25 being the nearest support, 1.31 would be a good resistance area, and then if you manage to break out of that, then that's a bullish sentiment. Meg. Okay, as for Meg, I'm seeing 3.01 as our support. Used to be a resistance here. And one thing you need to take note of, guys, however, is this MA20 line, which acted as a resistance last Friday. So what we want to achieve here is for it to break out of that MA20 level so that we can have some more movements going up. In the meantime, if the price fluctuates, the nearer you are to the 3.01, the better, because that's the support that we see at the moment. How far are we from the next peak? We still have a lot of potential here. Okay, but I'm not saying you will be getting or reaching that in an instant. We can never tell. It could be months from now or even years from now. In the meantime, these are your possible drops here. I think this is already the bottom. When it reached the 1.88 level, that was already your bottom. And right now, it's just retracing, and hopefully it does not break the 3.01. Otherwise, the next possible drop could be right at this level over here, the 2.87, because we have this. Let's take a look at BDO. Okay, have I checked BDO? No, I have not checked BDO. Okay, so take a look at BDO, guys. This is not um, looking good at the moment. I just feel that there is still a chance for it to either drop to 90.02 or even 86 level. So these are the two areas that we are going to check. Overall, just if you would like to look at it, engage in BDO for long term as a long term investor. Just wait for it. Put your buying power set it aside for now, because you can still get it at a lower price. If it dips, it's just the market sentiment being bearish, but I feel that BDO is still, in terms of their finances, they're still okay. Next is SMC. SMC was green. There you have it. This is a bounce for SMC. It has been moving sideways for quite some time now. The entire month of, actually from April, it was just doing sideways. good because other stocks have been badly hit. Oh, actually, it was also badly hit here. From start of the year, it dropped, and slowly it's already starting to recover, but very very slow movements there. And I feel that we might be triggering some more to the upside, considering that half of the candlestick's body is already higher than the MA20 line. So I just feel that if price will fluctuate, it will just fluctuate around the 101.91 level or 102. So some more bullish sentiment that I'm seeing in the coming days. Next is Eagle. Eagle here is okay. There's a spike in volume here that could probably mean something, right? So let me just plot our support at this area right now. Your RSI is already at the 50 level, so that's still looking healthy. So maybe you can closely monitor this, because who knows, we can have a bounce. Sometimes when you have a significant change in the volume, like all of a sudden there was a volume, that could mean something. Maybe some people who know something already have started uh, accumulating volume. So that could be the reason why all of a sudden there's a spike in the volume right here. So put this probably in your watch list. 9.80 is the area we're seeing as a possible support. GTCAP. Wow. GTCAP has the same. Let me see. Let me just go back to Eagle. Okay. It's slightly the same. GTCAP here also doing sideways. I think that we are about to face a possible bounce here. Notice how it happened in this level, this kind of candlestick. When this comes out, I think this is a hammer. When this comes out at the support level, that could mean a possible change in direction, like a bounce. This could also mean something. Okay, um, let's use 447.59. Anywhere from that to 450 is a good. You can already try entering at this level, because overall it's just doing sideways, and with significant bounces there, and I feel that we are about to face another bounce there. MPI. MPI is not looking good, because this is the third day straight where we have moved lower than the MA20 line, so we could possibly drop some more, and the next support I'm seeing would be 3.38, around that area, because I see this used to be a support. Remember, when you have a breakout play, this is what I was mentioning before. When you have a breakout play, it goes one wave, and then it retests your previous resistance and create a support there, and then it did actually. However, when we dipped, we started triggering downward. So your previous support now could again be your support right here. And sometimes it bounces there. In some occasions, it breaks. But it's worth putting that line as the next possible area of focus. You have to monitor how the market moves and behaves when the price reaches 3.38. Next is SM. As for SM, okay, SM is still respecting the 912 level as a support area. But take note, if you want to engage in SM, I suggest look at it for long-term investing, because uh, normally whenever you have blue chip companies, you don't really expect erratic movements. The movements are in just regular pace, unlike IPOs, unlike secondary stocks, where you have, if you're able to catch it, sometimes it goes ceiling play. But seldom will you see a ceiling play in blue chip companies. But look at it for long term, because that's really a value investing that you're doing there. Eventually, it will move higher and higher through the years. So right now, 912.85 is the nearest support that we're looking at. And if this does not break, then this is a support that we're currently, right now, MA20 is acting as our short-term resistance. It stopped right there, but if it price starts at 941 or 942 and starts moving higher, then we can now say that we will have some more bullish movements there. But in case some people take profit, I'm still plotting our support at 912, because sometimes people do take profit at that level. Next would be BPI. BPI over here, we're now higher than the MA20 line, but we have to take note of this price level for now, because we might have some challenges breaking that. But if we're able to break that, the next possible resistance I'm looking at would be 78. Okay, you have that resistance over here, and you look to the left, there's another one built in this level. Okay, so for now, the reason why I'm plotting it here is because I saw this 2 days, July 8 and 9, and then also July 2 and July 3, price hits that level, and then there was a rejection that happened. But you can never tell. Maybe on Monday you have a price starting at 74.58, and then it moves some more upwards. Next would be MWIDE. Let's take a look at MWIDE. Wow, very constricted Bollinger Band there. See what happens here? You had a constricted Bollinger Band. It starts to trigger downwards, then you have a significant drop. But it looks like we are starting to become bullish in this stock, because it's starting to go higher than the MA20 line. So if it starts pushing the upper band, then we might have another scenario of this kind, but to the upside. So let's see. For now, let's plot the support in this area, 7.06, around that. Okay, so that's our support level. EEI. As for EEI, wow, there was an increase in the price, but people took profit right away. So let's still use your MA20 line as your support, 5.23. So I feel that one of these days, by next week, we will have another opportunity to revisit that. So just hang in there, hold on to your buying power. If you're interested in this stock, there's a big chance that that price level will be revisited. If it breaks, next possible drop would be 4.99. As you can see here, price was consolidating in this level. Also in this period, some of the days were slightly higher and slightly lower, but that is a support area as well. FNI. FNI is, wow, you might drop a little bit, okay? 0.95 is the nearest, or 0.93. I see this. It is also very near your MA20 line and used to be your resistance here, support and resistance here. So always remember that your previous support, when it dips, it could revisit that and create a support again. And sometimes a resistance, if you break that, it will create a support as well. So here, normally an MA20, any moving average, MA20, MA50, MA100, those areas are really giving us a lot of stories. It could either act as a resistance or a support. In this case, I am a big believer of MA20. We're moving higher than that, so when it dips, it creates a support at that level. Let's take a look at PXP. As for PXP, oh, there was a bounce, but people took profit right away. Very conservative. traders are always on a defensive game plan nowadays. This used to be a resistance over here, and we broke out of that. People took profit. So I'm thinking we might be stabilizing, or we could even have a bounce again at that level. But so far, I see this price level as a support, 6.34. RLC. Let's take a look at RLC. Okay, be extra careful with RLC. We're triggering the lower band. We might see it dropping some more. Okay, who knows? This one could, this price level could be could act as the next support, that previous resistance over here, or it could even drop some more and create another support in this level, 14.90, around that. Okay, but overall, so the areas are very near each other, but the overall sentiment here is, possibly we might be declining by next week. Hopefully within the week we will already bounce, but on a daily chart I see it dropping. Oh, look at that! See this on a weekly chart? We we broke the MA20 line. It was acting as a what? Support, declining support, and resistance as well, because it's just in the area. So I feel that, let me just put it there, 14.36 could be the next possible support if it breaks the 15.51. Okay, there you have it. Okay guys, so these are the stocks you have requested. um, it's just Saturday, I have another day. If I may have not, or if your stock is not part of this list, go ahead and drop a comment. At the same time, I'm inviting everyone to go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell, and hit the like. Okay, that way you guys, whenever you click the notification bell, if I may go back, uh, you will be updated whenever we have new videos. And the theme of my videos is just based on your requests, guys. That's the main objective. It's study time for all of us. I study the charts. I'm involving you in my journey, and I hope you get some, a best practice or two, and then apply it in your trades. And good luck in your trades next week. Bye bye for now.